Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a tag. We got tagged by Lydia Millen. I say we because I count all of you collectively as being part of the little community that we have here. Lydia has created her own tag and I like the questions, Lydia. There are 11 questions. I'm going to go through these now. If you are a YouTuber watching this, I'm going to put the details of the questions below. Go and check it out and I nominate you to do this tag in return. Question 1 is, how many handbags do you have? I am ashamed to say that I have 22. I say ashamed because when I read that question in my head, I thought I would probably have 10 and that seemed like a lot. And then when I went and counted, it was a lot more. And it's actually made me realise that certainly I don't use all 22 of those handbags. I do need to renew, sell a few. When I personally buy bags, you'll hear me say on here quite a lot that a lot of the time, and certainly in more recent years, I buy bags with a view to, if I ever want to sell that, can I? Like, is it going to be a classic style that I can sell? But a lot of the bags I've got that make up the 22, that are bags I don't wear, they're bags that have got sentimental value. And I just literally looked in the cupboard now and I was just like, oh, seriously, some of this could do with going, but you know, that bag reminds me of this, and that bag, I bought it when it's just like so many of the times I think these big purchases, you do associate a life event. And I don't think many people just walk in and buy something. It's normally, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, question 2 is, how do you store and organise your handbags? Well, last year I purchased this that I'm going to show you here. This is from IKEA. It is I think it's actually a bookshelf, but I saw it and I thought that would just be perfect for bags. It doesn't quite fit in this cupboard, which is why it's at a bit of an angle, but just ignore that. It's a cube design. It works really well for bags because I'm personally not someone that keeps the bags stored in the boxes that you buy them in. Sometimes you get like a box when you buy them. I made that mistake a couple of years ago with a bag that actually, it was a wallet that was patent, and when I took it out, the patent had gone, it started to break down and had gone tacky, and I think it's because it got a bit damp in the box. So now I store all of the bags in that sort of cube thing, and I stand each bag on its dust bag so that it doesn't sort of stick to the actual unit itself. Question 3, what was your first handbag purchase? I'm going to answer this in 2 parts. The reason is, this is my first designer bag. I didn't purchase this though. When I started going out with David years ago, it was my birthday. We'd probably been together for, well, we started going out in February and then my birthday's in November. Anyway, he completely and utterly amazed me by getting me this as a gift. I'd never had a designer bag before. I certainly didn't have a job where I could have afforded one. So this was technically the first bag I ever had. This bag is actually brand new. It's still got the wrapper on it. And this bag's from 2006. This bag's like that old. So the actual bag he got me, it is this design, but the handle broke on it. And when I took it back to the shop to have it repaired, they just gave me a new one. And straight away I was like, oh, I don't want to ruin it again. So I like kept it in its paper, and then I ended up getting another bag, and this for me has got massive sentimental value because it's when we first started going out, and the fact that he took time out of his lunch break. He actually got this in Selfridges in London. He went out of his lunch break and went and got it. And I think for a guy as well, like, I know there's guys who watch and I don't want to offend you, but a lot of guys maybe aren't so into bags. And so for him to have gone into Selfridges and been like, that's really nice, that is a nice bag, and if I was, that's what he said to me, he was like, if I was a girl, I'd want this bag. And so yeah, this is my first bag. But the first bag that I bought myself was from Gucci. And does anyone remember the Hysteria collection? I think it was was that 2008? I think it was. It was a sort of tote bag. It was black patent and it had a gold D-ring on it. In fact, in some of my early videos, you will probably see that bag. I liked the bag, but I ended up selling it because the design of it meant that when you put it down, it didn't have a fastening. So when you put it on the floor, the whole thing just like opened straight up. It was like quite a slouchy bag. Question 4, what is your newest handbag? I got it! I got it! And I gotta admit, I bloody love it. I feel like I'm always saying this, but I don't live in Harrods or anything. I work in the area that Harrods is in, and because I don't necessarily work a full 8 hours, I might go into the office or go in for a meeting and work like a few hours and then I'll go home. And the cheapest car park, swear to God, the cheapest car park is the Harrods car park. So I park there, and sometimes if I come out of work early or I'm going in late, I'll have a walk around Harrods, and that's why I think people see me in there and they just think that's all I do, but it's not. But I was in there one day and I saw this and I put a picture of it on Instagram. It is, can you tell the colour? It's like a really pale milkshake pink. It's so beautiful, and it's a satchel design. It's got aged gold sort of bronze on it. Let me just show you what it's like inside. It's got the doubles, can you see the double C on the top there? On the inside there, it's sort of just like one sort of big space with a zip compartment, and then it's got like a shoulder strap over the top. This was something that I didn't anticipate getting, and I really thought long and hard about this. I've initially been looking at the Saint Laurent, is it the college bag? Because I wanted something that was this shape. Because when I go for meetings and I can't take my laptop because it's really heavy, if I take an iPad to sort of present stuff on, I want a bag that fits my iPad and isn't too like for example, if I go to a meeting with that, it doesn't really fit anything, whereas with that it's a little bit more business-like. Question 5, what is your most expensive handbag? It is the Chanel Jumbo, which I have here. I had been saving up for I hadn't been saving for 10 years. I've wanted it for about 10 years. I've probably been saving for about 18 months, and I got it eventually for my birthday last year. So this I had always put off, because unlike something like this where it's a seasonal colour and it's a one-off, I always knew they were going to have this. But what annoyed me is every time I went and had a look at it, the price had gone up a bit more. Anyway, in the end, I had the money and I just thought, I'm going to go and get this bag. It is a really good bag actually, but the price is an actual massive joke. Only negative thing I can say, this is like way redundant. I don't think I've ever closed it, because when you're in a shop or something, it's hard enough closing this bit. I deliberately mother this bag and I don't overfill it because I want it to be amazing forever. Question 6, what is your most dramatic purchase? I don't think I've ever had something, like nothing's ever gone wrong or anything, but there's 2 things that spring to mind. The first thing is this. I'm gonna call this a dramatic purchase because I still think fondly about this. This is the Louis Vuitton Brea in the GM size, which they don't make anymore. But this, for me, I would say it's a dramatic purchase because, can you believe it? This was about £1,430. It was something like that. But at the time, I was able to buy it I'd been working on this project at this company I was at the time, and this project had gone on absolutely months. And then at the end of the project, the company said to me, we want to give you a bonus for your hard work. I wanted to get myself something with the money that was going to potentially be something I could wear and enjoy. And obviously I love bags, but I wanted to get something that was classic enough that hopefully if I ever wanted to sell it, that I'd be able to get my money back out of it again. And yeah, so that is my most dramatic purchase. But actually the other one that sort of springs to mind, it is this. This is the iridescent purple boy. This for me is a dramatic purchase because this came out in the Cruise collection 2016. This bag was so hard to get. It was really, really, really hard to get. And in the end, I ended up getting it for my birthday, but it was a bag that I purchased and I've never intended wearing it. And I thought I'm gonna enjoy it and like looking at it, but I'm not gonna use it. And then one day I'm going to sell it. Maybe 2017 is the year to let it go, but this is basically immaculate. It's never been used, and just look at the hardware on it. Can you see that? It's got like oil slick hardware. It's beautiful. Oh, it's still got that new bag smell. Oh, you know what I'm saying. The next question is, what is your current favourite handbag store? My favourite handbag store has to be Harrods. I prefer Harrods any day over going to a boutique because first of all I get the points. Let's be honest, it's all about those points. But also, everything's under one roof. I think in terms of brands, it's got to be Dior and Chanel are my favourites. Question 8 is, what is your current favourite handbag? My current favourite handbag has been a long-term favourite actually, and it is the Lady Dior. This has been my favourite since I bought it in 2015. Like seriously, I massively recommend this bag. I can't vouch for it in any other material except for the patent, but in the patent it has been hard wearing. I always wear dark clothing, particularly jeans. No colour transfer whatsoever. I've used this bag to death. Also, what I like about it is I do quite like bags that have got a structure and a shape. And this bag, you can put quite a lot of stuff in it and it doesn't, the shape doesn't go at all. Like, it's really, like I'm squeezing it. It's really solid. It's a really good bag. It's also a classic as well. I mean, this design has been around since like 95, and therefore I think if you're gonna buy a bag and you're like, oh, what if I need to get my money out? I think these are quite a good bet. Question 9, what is your least favorite handbag? It is this. And I know I can hear loads of you and you're like, what is it? What is it? This is from Miu Miu. Check it. It's pretty tired, isn't it? This I got in 2012. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. You would expect the bottom to be the most worn out bit. The bottom looks okay, it's the sides. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just not worn very well. It's really not worn very well, but it's really weird at the time. Like, loads of my friends were getting these at the same time. Like, one of my friends had it in there was like a grey sort of tone. Anyway, it's my least favourite. Question 10 is, what is your next handbag purchase? Well, I sort of feel quite satisfied at the moment. I don't actually have a bag on my radar. Some of you, I know, you might have noticed that I've updated my vision board and I have put a Ferrari and an Hermes on it. The Hermes I'm going to come on to actually for question 11, but that's not my next handbag. I think if I was gonna get something, I would probably get the Diorama in maybe the medium or maybe even the large, because yeah, I probably would get it in the large size, and I would get it in, I've seen it in like a pale pink with a champagne coloured metal chain, or I'd probably get it in the nudie peachy colour. And then question 11, what is your dream bag? My dream bag was the jumbo, and I've got the jumbo, and I now no longer have a dream bag. But the Hermes Birkin or Kelly, probably more so the Birkin though. This would be something that if I ever bought one, it would not be to use. I am not the sort of person that's gonna go around with a bag of like 12 grand or more on my arm. I know what I'm like. I'd sort of be like, oh my God, like I don't want to damage it or anything like that. So I probably wouldn't use it. I would buy one absolutely for investment, like to flip it. I would definitely do that. The Chanel Jumbo is my dream bag. It's still my dream bag. I love that bag. Even though the closure on it's annoying, I love that bag. So they are all the questions, and thank you so much, Lydia, for the tag. I hope you guys have enjoyed the answers. If you're watching this, if you're a smaller YouTuber, or even hell, if you're a bigger YouTuber and you want to do this tag, I tag you. All the questions are below. I'm gonna link to everything you've seen below, including like the gross Miu Miu if you want. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.